Hello guys, this video is for Algebra 2, Week 9, Day 1. And we're going to be continuing on logarithmic, but this time is logarithmic expressions. Okay, so let's review a little bit. We have done last week how to convert from log to exponential and vice versa. Okay, if you have log with a little 4 as the base of n equals to 2. Okay, in order for us to convert this without the log, to get rid of the log, we start off with a big 4, the base turned into a big number, and then we take the number on the opposite side, the exponent, and write it up here, equals to n. Okay, so that's all we have learned last week, how to convert it. And another question, if we were going to do log with a little 3 of 9 equals to n. To convert this, we're going to do 3 to the nth power equals to 9. Okay, so what we're going to be doing for this lesson, we're going to learn how to solve for n. Okay, some of you probably already know how to do that just by looking at the number to the exponent. Okay, so we can come back to this question later. I'm going to talk about something really important, and it's also a review. It's like some kind of exponent facts. If I have 4 to the second power, this is obviously going to be 16. Okay, if I have 4 to the negative 2 power, what does that give you? Let me rewrite that. 4 to the negative 2 power, this is, anytime you see the negative exponents, we rewrite it and write it at the either denominator or numerator. Since this is already at the numerator, we write that at the denominator without the negative. And at the top, we put a 1 on it. And this equals to 1 over 16. Okay, and then what if I have cube root of 4? How do we rewrite that? We rewrite it as 4 to the exponents of 1/3. Okay, so these are some of the stuff that just keep in mind you have to know as we work along. And let's start off with some worked examples from the book. There's 3 categories. There's one that's called argument is unknown, and there is exponent is unknown, and there is also base is unknown. Okay, and let me show you how the question looks like. The first one, it looks like log with the base 4 y equals to 3. And this one is log base 4 of 64 equals x. And the last one, log with base b of 64 equals to 3. Okay, so each of these questions, we got to solve for the letter. For the first one, if we have to solve for the letter, I rewrite it as 4 to the third power equals to y, right? And we can do 4 to the third power, which is 4 times 4 times 4. And this would give you y, which is 64. Okay, so it's pretty easy if you are looking for the argument. Next part, if the exponent is unknown, we still have to rewrite it as 4 to the x power equals to 64. We can't really do anything to the first part. What we can do to 64 is that I can break this down. I can break down 64 into numbers that I know. 64, if I have to break down 4 times what gives you 64 is 16. 16 I can break down to 4 and 4. Okay, and then these are my 4 to the third power equals to 4 to the x. Now that you notice that you have the same base, okay, then I can take the exponents and set them equal to each other. And that's your answer. You can only do that only if they have the same base. Okay, last one. We write this, we have b to the third power equals to 64. Okay, you're like, hey, I don't know what would my base be, but I can break down 64. Those of you who couldn't think of 16 and 4 to be the first one, you can do 8 times 8, and then 4 times 2. And this one is also 4 times 2. And keep bringing down the 4 is 2 and 2, 2 and 2. We got 6 of these 2's in common. Okay, so it will be 2 to the 6th power equals to b to the third power. And last step, how do I have b stand by itself? I gotta get rid of the exponent by raising it to the 1/3. To the 1/3. So these get canceled out. I have b equals exponents times exponents. 6 times 1/3 is 2. It's like 6 divided by 3. 2 to the second power, which is 4. Okay, so that's it for the examples. Actually, let me show a little bit more examples and then I'll get into your homework questions. Let me show 3 of them, and then maybe you can try to do them on your own. Okay. So the first question, we write it as 8 to the nth power equals to 64. Okay, since you already have 8 to the nth power, your job is to try to make this 64 into 8 to a certain power. What do you know? 64 is 8 to the second power, right? That's 8 times 8. And now I can rewrite the first part. Since they have the same base, I can set the exponents equal to each other, and that's my answer. Okay, second question, rewrite as n to the -2 equals to 1 over 16. Okay, we can't really do anything to the left yet, but the right side, 1 over 16. 16 is 4 times 4, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. So this is technically 2 to the 4th power, but since it's flipped around, we put a negative to it. Equals to n to the -2. Okay, right there. I have to keep n be by itself, so I gotta multiply by -1 over 2. Multiply to the exponents of -1 over 2. So these get canceled out. I still have my n equal. Negative times negative goes away. 4 times 1/2 is just a 2. So this would be n to the equals to 4 from there. Okay, last one. So this question right here, usually it doesn't give you that base because it's a 10. So usually it's invisible. So we're just going to write it there. And we rewrite it as 10 to the -3 equals to n. I see that n is already by itself. So I just need to keep working on this to make it into one number. 10 to the -3, if I rewrite it, it will be 1 over 10 to the third power equals to n. And 10 to the third power is 1 with 3 zeros. And it's 1 over that. So that's my final answer. Okay? look at your homework. So your homework for Monday, May 18th, I know it's kind of late for this video to be uploaded, but Monday, you got 8 questions to do, and I will be doing 3 of them to show you how to get to that. Let's do number 1, number 3, and number 8. Okay, so number 1, if I have to rewrite that, it will be 7 to the nth power equals to 343. 343, break it down. If I know it's going to be 7 to a certain power, I want to use 7. And you'll realize it's 7 and 49. 49, I can do 7 and 7. So you would see that if we got 7 to the 3rd power. So now we have the same base. We take our exponents and set them equal to each other. That's our final answer. Okay, number 3, we write it as n to the 5th power equals to 1024. I'm going to use another color. N to the 5th power equals to 1024. 1024, I gotta break it down. That's a really big number. So let's try 8. If you put it in the calculator, you should get 8 and 128. 8 is 4 and 2, right? 128 is 32 and 4. This one's 2 and 2, 2 and 2, 8 and 4, 4 and 2, 2 and 2, 2 and 2. Okay, so you would notice we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 twos. So this would be 2 to the 10th power equals to n to the 5th power. Okay, and then I'm going to get rid of this 5th power by multiplying by 1/5. And then you will notice that your answer is going to be 2 to the 5th power. Okay, you can leave it like that, or if I put it in the calculator, I should get 32. Okay, last one, number 8. We're going to rewrite it as 81 to the nth power equals to 1 over 9. Okay, 81 is 9 to the 2nd power of n. Okay, so how do I write the right side like a 9 with a base of 9? It'll be 9 to the -1, right? So now that we have the same base, I can set my exponents equal to each other. So n would be -1/2. Okay, that's it for this video. So finish the rest of them and have a good day.